Hello and welcome to Enchantment of Eternity's top 10 Star Trek theme songs that match their shows. So this was a Patreon requested video requested by patron Kyrie091. Thank you so much for your request. In this video, I will count down the 10 Star Trek theme songs and in order of how much I believe they fit their show. So does the theme song convey the feeling of the show? Does it get you ready for the show? Does it match its show? So this is actually going to be quite a different, well, maybe not very different, but definitely different countdown than if I were just picking my favorite theme songs or openings, really, because if I'm reading the wording of Kyrie091's request, he specifically mentioned theme songs, not the opening themes, and not the visuals. So I'm going to try not to take the visuals into account and just the music and how much the music matches the show. Which again would be different if I was just picking my favorite songs, what I think were the best songs. It would be a different list, but that's not what I'm doing here. I'm trying to figure out if the theme song, the music, conveys the kind of show. Does it match the episode? Are we going to, once we hear the music, does it get us ready for the episode, for the story, for what we actually see on the screen? Is it conveying the same tone and the same feeling as the music does? So I am doing the 10 Star Trek shows. That's the 5 legacy shows and the 5 newer shows. I am not doing the animated series because, well, I don't really consider that canon. I don't care what CBS or any fan says. This was never canon in the 90s. I'm sorry, it absolutely was not. Period. I was alive, I know. But anyway, it's considered canon now, but I don't really care. It was just like 1 season, 5 episodes worth. But anyway, I will be doing, the original series, Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, Enterprise, and then Discovery, Picard, Lower Decks, Prodigy, and Strange New Worlds. And still including Prodigy, even though it got kicked off Paramount Plus. Anywho, it's still a Star Trek show. So let me just go ahead and get started with my countdown. Coming in at number 10, dead last, is, of course, obviously, Star Trek Enterprise. Now, here's the thing about it's been a long road getting from there. Anyway, here's the thing. This song actually does kind of match the show in the first 2 seasons because the show sucked and the song sucks. And actually, more than that, the song, again, I'm not talking about the visuals. A lot of people say, oh, they love the visual, but I'm not talking about the visuals. Just the song. And the song is obviously the producers trying to appeal hip and cool and failing miserably, which is a lot of what the first 2 seasons do as well. So it does kind of match in that regard. And so I gotta be fair, even though I hate this song with a passion. Not the song itself, mind you. If I heard this on the radio, it would be fine. It's just I hate it for Star Trek. I hate it. I did a countdown before where I said the top 10 worst things the franchise ever did, and this was my number 1. Because it's so... I think the worst thing about it as being a Star Trek theme is not the fact that, Star Trek was typically orchestral and they're going outside the box. The reason why I hate it so much and I think it's so bad for Star Trek is because it's obvious that it's the producers trying to appeal to a wider audience and failing miserably at it. Which, to be fair, a lot of the first 2 seasons of Enterprise was Archer saying ass and them having those sexy grease up decon chamber scenes or whatever, which were just failed attempts to appeal to a lot of wider audiences, so it does kind of match the theme. But a couple of reasons why it's at the bottom of my list. First reason, the song's always going to be at the bottom of any list that's eligible for, because I hate it. Second reason is because of seasons 3 and 4. And to be fair, if the first 2 seasons of Enterprise were the only seasons we got, then I might not put this at the bottom, because the song would actually match the shitty show. The shitty song would match the shitty show. But seasons 3 and 4 were really, really good. And I kept saying that especially season 3 is one of my favorite seasons of the franchise. And they didn't change the song. In fact, not only did they keep the song, they added a beat that made it worse. So, because of that, if you watch season 3 and 4, this song absolutely does not match. And I remember some people specifically pointing out like episodes where like there's a bunch of Vulcan zombies going around trying to kill everyone. You see the opening scene of Paul screaming, going crazy, and you cut to that to "It's been a long road," and you go back from that to Vulcan zombie trying to kill you. It couldn't be more different, more out of place, and not just that one episode. Pretty much all the episodes of season 3 and 4, especially season 3. Where you get all these high-stakes battle episodes with the Xinti. Oh my god, the Xinti are going to try to kill us. And then we go to, it's been a long road. Totally out of place. So no, this is definitely at the bottom of my list. Anyway, next, we'll get to my number 9, which is Picard. Now, Picard went for 3 seasons, and technically it had 3 different theme songs, one for each season. Season 2 was just a variation of the season 1 theme song that was more like da-da-da, da-da-da-da, and if I hated season 2 one even worse. That one was worse than season 1. But season 3 didn't even have an opening scene. It went straight to Picard, and then it had music at the end, which was really its title sequence. It just put it at the end of the episode instead of the beginning, and it was just the Next Generation theme, but the like orchestral, like First Contact version, the movie version of it, not the show version of it, which I like less, to be honest. And plus, it's just, nostalgia bait, just like all of season 3 was. But I'm mainly going off of the one from season 1 and the variation in season 2, and it totally did not match the show at all. Period. I mean, you could say the season 3 one matched the show because it was nostalgia bait, just like the. But I'm really, for this one, I'm more focusing on the season 1-2 one, which, and season 2 did kind of match it, to be fair, because it was shitty, and the show and the season was shitty too. But it's still, and it had that dun 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 dun, made it more. It's just out of place for it. But the season 1 was like all soft and da 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 da, and you get the dark thing with these twisted Romulan brother and sister, whatever, or boyfriend or girl. I can't remember what the deal. Were they incest like Jamie and Cersei? I can't even remember. Maybe they were. I don't care. And like, people dying, getting their heads chopped off and shit like that, to the da 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 da. Does not match. So that's my number 9. And then we get into my number 8, which is Deep Space Nine, which some people might be surprised to see it so low on this list, because I'm a huge fan of Deep Space Nine. I make no secret that it's actually my favorite show in Star Trek. It's my favorite Star Trek show. But I never thought that the theme matched the show itself, especially in later seasons. Maybe it did a bit in earlier seasons, but in later seasons, especially, they get to the more high stake, in the pale moonlight and the Dominion War, and all the really high drama, high tension, and you get this really dull stoic da 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 da. Never really added up much for me. As much as I love the show and I do like the theme song, I just don't think it fits the show. So next we get to my number 7, which is Discovery, and this one, it's fine. This is kind of the middle ground for me, where it's like, it's fine. Like, when people were complaining about this theme song, I'm like, get the hell out of here. At least it's been a long road. But anyway, been a long road. Like, it's a freaking masterpiece compared to that. But anyway, it fits the show okay, I guess. It's like dun 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 dun. It kind of fits the show. I don't think it's a really great fit, which is why I think it's kind of okay, but it's not like totally out of place. So yeah, it's fine, I guess. So next is Prodigy, which actually now we're getting into ones I really like. So it's hard to give the rating these 6. I all think they were really good. Prodigy's a really good one. Again, I'm gotta discount the visuals, which are amazing, but I'm not gonna talk about them. Just the music, and the music is really good too. It's Michael Giacchino's score. In fact, I read a comment today when I was researching this that of someone saying like this animated kids show has no business having a theme song that is this good, but doesn't match the show. Yeah, it does. It does. I would say it definitely does. It has that feeling of adventure that that Prodigy has. It's maybe not as silly as Prodigy is, so maybe that's why it's only at my number 6. But it's definitely got that feeling of like lighthearted fun adventure that you get with Prodigy. So yeah, there you go. I think it does match. So next, we'll get to my number 5, which is Voyager. So this one is, I don't know. Again, this is a hard one not to let the visuals influence me because I love the visual. I call this my favorite theme song, actually. And in fact, if I did top 10 that was just about my favorite openings, this would probably be my number 1. But I'm just the song, not the visuals, and not how much I like it, but how much does it match the show. In that case, it comes in at number 5. Because it does match the show. I think the again, it has this sense of adventure, but more stoic, more slow paced, especially compared to the Prodigy one, which matches the show because the show is a bit more stoic and a bit more slow paced and a bit more thoughtful than Prodigy, which is more, energetic. So that matches. So this matches it and that matches that. So yeah, it works pretty well. So that's my number 5. Then we'll get into my number 4, Lower Decks. And again, this is hard not to count the visuals, especially with Lower Decks, because I think maybe the visuals did influence me, because the visuals is what makes this opening theme so perfect for Lower Decks, but I can't think about the visuals, not the visuals, just the music. And then with the music, it's like your typical, adventure, dun 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 dun, that you would expect in the space show, which is perfect for a comedy show, a satire that is kind of a parody of Star Trek while being Star Trek at the same time. So in that case, this music is perfect because it is very typical of what you would expect when a big Star Trek adventure space thing, that's actually to be commended that they actually managed to come up with a theme that was original, so it's not just riffing off of another Star Trek theme, yet still feel like such a typical Star Trek theme, but it may be more lighthearted and more comedic, which is exactly what you want for a show like Lower Decks. So yeah, I think this one fits very, very well. So then we'll get into my number 3, which is dun, 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 dun. Sorry, I just had to sing that one. The original series, which matches, again, if I was just picking my favorites, this would not be this high, but I'm not picking my favorites. I'm picking what matches the show, and goddamn, does this match the show very well. Again, maybe it's just, it's hard because, you know, I grew up associating this music with the original series, so it's so ingrained in my head, but so maybe I'm a little biased here, but it's also cheesy 60s, which is what I think of the show, is cheesy 60s cheese, which is exactly what the theme music is. And it, you know, it feels like they're going on an adventure, and then you're gonna see Captain Kirk like grab women's shoulder and like knock out people in rubber suits and shit, which is what you get. So yeah, I think it does match it quite well. So next we'll get into my number 2, which is Strange New Worlds. Now, I know I might get some disagreement on this because this is just riffing off the original series theme, but updating it and making it actually good and making it modern and making it sound like really like it could have came out this year in 2020 or 2022. It makes it sound like yet it's an updated version of the original series, which is what Strange New Worlds is, and that's why it fits it so perfect, because Strange New Worlds is going back to the roots, especially compared to the other modern Trek shows, particularly Discovery and Picard. It's going back to the feel of the original series of being more episodic, being more about space exploration, having, you know, this cavalier captain hero figure just like the original series does. So it's going back, it's riffing off the original series, but it still feels more modern. It feels the special effects are amazing, it looks great, it feels modern rather than feeling like 60s cheese. And so they took the 60s cheese theme and did the same thing. They made it feel modern, sound great, so perfect for the show. Perfect. So it comes up at number 2, and plus I really like the whole opening theme as well, the whole sequence. Anyway, we'll get to my number 1 favorite theme song, I said it wrong, not favorite theme song, but theme song that matches its show the most, and that is The Next Generation. And again, this is the show version, not the movie version, which I actually don't like as much. But the show version, yeah, I think this was my number 1 because I think no matter what season you watch it, and whether it be season 1 or season 7 or season 4, whatever, that this song fits the show. That it has the same feeling, the same tone, the sense of adventure, discovery, we're going exploring, dun, 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 it just gets you pumped up and excited for the show. And you might say like some episodes, particularly in season 5, are more sort of stoic and sort of, you know, slow pace, but I think the theme still fits for those episodes too, because it still has even the slow paced episodes has this feeling of exploration, the feeling of adventure that you get with this theme song. So, and plus it's my favorite. So this is my number 1 theme song from Star Trek that matches its show. So that is it for my top 10. theme songs from Star Trek that match the show. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for Kyrie091 for suggesting this video, and thank you for all of those who do support me on Patreon. It is very much appreciated. Helps me go. It keeps me going. So just give you a quick shout out. We have Greg Marley, Francisco Chuck Hooks, Kyrie091, Anthony D. Benedictus, Ricky, Manny Jester, Joel Lavalles, Alessandro Miguelicio, Norman Buchwald, Stephen Kennedy, Brenton Berg, Allison Fordyce, and Brandon Neal House. Thank you all so very, very much for your support. And if you would like to support me on Patreon, just $1 a month will give you access to Patreon only videos that I do at least once a month, sometimes more. And if you do $5 or more, you get also access to pre-releases 2 weeks before I release my videos, and $10 or more, you can request videos like this one, and I shall do them. But if you're unable to support me on Patreon, that's all good. Just leaving a like, subscribing, stuff like that helps the channel very, very much. So please do so if you do like the content I put out. And be sure to subscribe as I put up, do many more Star Trek videos and other videos and many other shows. So thanks a lot for watching.